You know what I'd like to talk about a little bit is how to be here. You know? It sounds rather, basic, simple. And actually it really is quite basic and simple, but quite profound. So, being here is not about grasping a concept. It's not about holding on to ideas. You know, we use the word teaching, but it's more a kind of guidance for how to be here. All of the teaching fundamentally is about how to be here. You may want to understand, how does it work? Or you may want to be reassured that it does work. But it would be like getting in a car and not having driven before. And someone saying, well, just put the key in, turn the key and put your foot on the gas, press down on the gas pedal. And you could say, well, how do I know that's going to work? Or what does it mean? And they'd say, just turn the key and put your foot on the gas pedal and see what happens. So you might want to understand how the engine works or how the motor works or the electrical connections and all those things. But basically, in order to drive the car, you have to turn the key and put your foot on the gas pedal. Doesn't matter whether you believe in it or don't believe in it, or whether you think it's going to get you where you want to go. And learning or finding out how to just be here requires a kind of testing the waters out, jumping in. Now, it's true that the fundamental guidance system for knowing truly how to be here is what we call awakening to your essential nature. That's really the first step, and all the steps, and the last step, and the ongoing one. So that could be the simplest teaching and the most comprehensive, is just to simply be awareness, be consciousness itself. But that doesn't mean thinking or feeling or sensing. It means it's a description of our essential awakeness. So fundamentally, how to be here is to allow that to come into the foreground. And if that is not foreground, then to bring awareness to whatever is foreground. Whether it's feelings or sensations, thoughts. And then to notice if there's some efforting or trying. Grasping. Trying to hold on to something. Because the fundamental teaching of being here is just being here. No grasping, no holding, no trying, no understanding, no mind, no body, no nothing. Just being. Those are not concepts. Those are descriptions of how it is when being here is happening. Now, coming to this room and being in this environment can actually bring that forth if it's not present. It can actually start to percolate little bubbles of consciousness to the surface. So while you're sitting here, notice what's happening. Notice if something is expanding or opening, or if something is pulling in and pulling away and contracting, or something is pushing away, or something is trying to pull in. Notice what's happening. Notice the movement of your awareness right now. The deepest level of communication here is what we call transmission, which is a nonverbal, energetic resonance. Infinite, immeasurable, can't be measured. I mean, that's the definition of infinite, immeasurable, right? And that's why it's so scary and threatening to open up, because it really is, as you get more open, brings you to that edge of infinity. But that openness is really your nature. And that's another description of being here, which is open. Just being open. Openness. And you can begin to maybe feel this connectedness, this energy, you know? And if you are, just open to that. Just give yourself to that. Really rest in awareness as awareness. And that natural movement, if you will ultimately free you. You know, you really are finding your way, you know that. Even if you don't think so or don't believe it. Because it's not in your control. This process, this amazing discovery that we're all enjoying or struggling with, is actually, it's the mysterious workings of the universe. And we're just learning how to align with it, how to become intimate with it. And it's a beautiful, amazing, and sometimes really difficult journey. But it's well worth it. Well worth it. I was saying recently, I don't know if it was last week or sometime, the journey is the destination, because you can only be here, even if you think you could be there. There isn't any there, right? So, we don't go from point A to point B. That just isn't reality. Did you know that? Reality is right here. There's no going anywhere. It's not possible. That's a thought. And it appears that way. But reality is infinitely present. Moment to moment, you could say. It's always, every moment, completely new. And when you awaken, that's the aliveness. See? That's the spirit of your being. That's what spiritual means. It's the energy, the aliveness of your... It's the aliveness that animates this human life. And it is very loving, actually. It is actually really, it's a connective force. So we learn to really align with that harmonizing big heart realm. And we find out how to be with this moment, even if it's tough. We bring compassion, tenderness, kindness, all those things. And then something starts to open up and flower. Maybe there's a breakdown and a release of some emotion or whatever. Exhaustion, overwhelm of some kind. But to be here fully is a tremendous relief. I really invite you to dive into that, to find that sanctuary, that refuge that is always where you are. Always available. Our essential nature is waiting infinitely patiently for us to show up and welcome it. That's all. And let it drive the car. It knows how to do it.